Hey guys, what is up? My name is Brienne and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with the weekly reading vlog. Today I will be reading House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, and it is the first book in her new Crescent City series. Alright guys, so last night I started House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas, and I am currently on chapter 4, and I don't know what's going on. Like, it's a pretty basic book so far, but I've heard it just takes a while to get into, good maybe 100 pages, and I'm already on page 42, so I'm not that far away. I'm halfway there. I should be able to develop more thorough opinions and more accurate opinions once I get further into the book, because I am still at the very beginning of this very long book. And I think this will be one of the rare reading vlogs where I might not finish this in the time that I have, but I do have 13 days to finish this because I am starting this here at the end of April, and since I was ahead in my reading for April, I am able to take more time for this book instead of it just becoming my project book. But that could change over the month and it could still be a project book. I don't know. But I will let you guys know more on my opinions when I get through more. I'm gonna try and read another maybe 50 to 100 pages today, and yeah. Alrighty, so I am 93 pages in, and I have officially finished part 1 of this book, and it's not exactly what I was expecting. Like, I still have absolutely no idea what's going to happen, but I look forward to seeing the relationship between Hunt and Bryce grow. I was really rooting for Bryce and Connor, but of course, Connor is dead. Her best friend is dead. She doesn't know what to do. Her best friend's mom wants to accuse her of it, put all the guilt on her. We don't understand that motive there, but I really think Danika's mother was very jealous of the power that Danika had and just didn't know how to express it. And so with the loss of her daughter, she's just trying to blame it all on her best friend, who was actually there for her. Not there for the murder, but there for her. And I'm kind of surprised with the amount of shock that she goes into when, like, after she chases down the demon that killed him. We already know that it's not Briggs who killed them or summoned the demon to kill them, but I think he plays a bigger role than we think, though we have not actually seen him, we've just heard about him. And I would really like to see an interaction between them. I think Bryce might lose her shit, but that would be pretty cool to see, considering how she kind of broke down in the police station, I guess, where they were questioning her. And one thing I want to touch on is I did not understand or like the way that they were trying to shock her out of shock. Like, she's in shock. She just saw all of her best friends murdered on the floor of her house, and she's got no one there for her. She chased down the demon. She had her thigh slashed open by the same demon that killed her best friend. And they insist on reading her these unread text messages on her phone from them that she didn't answer to start with. And she didn't know they were in trouble, but she just didn't answer them because she was high. And, like, yeah, that's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see her break down like that. And then it hurt my heart even more to know that the wolves wouldn't let her go to Danika's sort of funeral. Like, they would not let her go and told her she wasn't welcome. And I got really upset at that. I'm like, her entire pack absolutely loved Bryce and was always there and always welcomed her and protected her. So why is she not allowed at... She's not allowed to say goodbye to her best friend, which is not okay. And I want to see how the relationship between Bryce and Hunt continues, because Hunt seems to have this connection to her that we don't understand and he doesn't understand. It's not described as a connection, more so of he finds her pretty, but it's obvious that she's part human, which yes, she is. She's part human, she's part fae, but he's also a fallen angel, so he's not free at all. So it's just cool to see in his mind how that goes, and then it's cool to see her reaction to it, because the last 2 chapters of part 1 are focused more so on Hunt than they are on Bryce, and we get to see into his mind kind of a bit, and I like how it goes, but it doesn't give us anything, it doesn't tell us anything. I can only see it going as far as she spent the last 22 months after Danica and her pack's murder to do research and try to find the right demon to avenge her, because Danica was her badass best friend and Bryce would obviously feel obligated to go and avenge her, because they were going to do the drop together where they dropped to immortality and they embraced that power. But Danica never got to be that age, and that breaks my heart too, because now Bryce has to go through her life without Danica at all. It's just so heartbreaking. The first 8 chapters and 93 pages. Like, how... Sarah J. Maas, please don't break my heart through this entire book. That's already a lot. And we're not even a full 100 pages in. Please don't break my heart. Alrighty guys, so it is currently Friday, the 24th, and it is about 4 o'clock. And today has just been a slow day for me. I've had all my class meetings for the day, but I still have all my schoolwork to do, so I'm not sure how much I'm going to be able to read today, because I have not picked up House of Earth and Blood yet for the day, and I really want to get a decent chunk of it done, which I probably could, but first I need to do all of my schoolwork so that I don't fall behind, because I'm already behind in my gym class, which will be explained in another video, but I just need to do a lot of classwork before I can pick up my book for today, so I'm hoping that it doesn't take me too long. So I just need to finish my English outline, do some math homework for pre-calc, watch a video for my AP Euro class, and maybe get another assignment for gym done. So I will try and update you guys if I'm able to pick the book up today. If not, I will let you guys know any sort of progress that I've made throughout the day. Alrighty guys, so it is now 6 o'clock. I have finished my big important assignments for today. The rest can wait until tomorrow. I'm going to get myself some dinner and sit down and read just a bit of House of Earth and Blood for the night. I don't think I will actually be able to get a lot done, because I would like to sit back and relax. But I will update you guys here when I am done reading for the night. Alrighty guys, so it's currently the next day. It's Saturday afternoon. Just woke up and I thought I should update you guys. I actually read 100 pages last night. I got to page 200, chapter 18, and a lot happened. And I love the angst in the relationship between Hunt and Bryce. It's so funny. I almost cried too. There was one part where she was talking about how when she's upset, she goes back and she reads the text messages she got from Connor that night, and then she talks about how the only time she ever listens to the messages Danica sent her was when she was like a monthly spiral that she has where she doesn't know if she can just like stand it. And I thought it was like really good character development, and I like the aspect of how she's not just trying to solve the murder for herself, she's trying to solve it because she's told to by their governor. But there's a lot more going on, and I like how we got a few chapters in the point of view of her brother, who is they actually call her cousin most of the time, but is really interesting because his father, the king of the Fae, thinks that he is supposed to be this just ruler, and he doesn't know that when he was 13 the oracle told him that the royal line would end with him, so he's just not interested in getting married or forging a alliance. There's a lot of just angst in this book, but it seems like it's supposed to be an adult book because like the language and the plot line that it's taking, there's just so much angst and I love it. I will let you guys know how much I read and what happens. Alrighty guys, so it is currently Sunday morning at 12:45, and I just wanted to update you guys on what I read last night. You can see the romance between Bryce and Hunt develop so much, and there's so many people who have died. Like, this book is just an anthem of people dying. But I mean, whatever moves the story along, I guess. And then I really like how we got to see more of Juniper. I'm really curious to see if we see more Fury. Like, she's supposed to be coming back, like, but I don't know how that's gonna go between them. And then I really like the development of Hunt's character. There's a lot more to him than you'd actually think from the first part of the book. But now in the second part, there's just a lot more of him and a lot more of his character. You find how normal he actually is, even though his power makes him really, really dangerous. And I just found it so, so cute. The fact that their romance is so angsty. Like, Bryce is always giving him attitude, and he's kind of just always fighting back, and it's so funny. But I did get to page 348 last night, so I did read about 150 pages, and it was really good. Like, I loved it. I don't think I was prepared to be this invested in this book, and I think that screwed me over because it's the first book in a series and it just came out, so now I'm gonna have to wait for the second book to come out, and I'm reading this really, really fast, which I did not think I would do, but yeah, I'm gonna try and read more of it today, but I do have to finish a psychology project and watch a video for my AP Euro class. But other than that, I should be able to read and get 2 thumbnails done today. I'll let you guys know here in a bit. So I did not vlog at all yesterday or Sunday, but Sunday I did not read at all. And then I meant to update you guys earlier in the day before I actually picked up the rest of the book, and I kind of didn't. I zoned on it. I had made it to about page 540 something before I went to bed last night, and I could not wait to pick it back up this morning. I just had to set it down last night because I was so tired. Like, I couldn't keep my eyes open. It was like midnight. And so when I picked it up today, I went so far into the book. I could not put it down. Absolutely love everyone. I did not realize that Bryce was the Starborn, had the Starborn ability, and I mean, it makes sense. It makes so much sense for all the stuff that was put in there and all the slight nods to it. I loved how Sarah J. Maas did that, and I also really like Hunt, and I know a lot of people aren't going to like him. And from what I can tell, because I have not read any of her other books, so this is the first Sarah J. Maas book that I've read, and I'm lucky that I got this one first, so I don't see the other bits from her other works in this one, but I probably will when I start reading her other books, and I really can't wait to see where this goes, because I was at one point where I was so happy that this was only book 1 out of supposed to be 3. It could end up being more, yes, which I would love. I would love an entirely universe in this world. But my thoughts are really construed right now, like they're all over the place because I just finished, and it was so much happens in the last 100 pages. Like, it's crazy. Absolutely and utterly crazy. I sobbed more than 5 times. There was one part where I was reading it, and it was so intense and so fast that I could not slow my own reading down and my own thoughts down, and I started like having a mini panic attack. But I mean, I think it kind of just helped with making it feel like there was a sense of urgency, and there was, like, so much was happening. And I love how she brings Danica back at the very end for Bryce to do her drop. And I like how she does it without an anchor. She drops to more power than her father, her biological father, of course, and how she ends up ascending to it too. So she has more power than her father, and I would like to see in the next books her like overthrow him or something, or him just like give her the throne, and she'd be like, well, why am I getting this? Because she didn't want it. And I love that about her. She's not just some power hungry main character. Like, she genuinely wants to do right by Danica because she saw how Danica got her life ripped away and how Danica wanted to do good by others. And speaking of Danica, she was one of the smartest characters. Even though she wasn't like a very present character, everything that she did before she died impacted how Bryce lived her life and what happened at the end. If Danica had not put the ground powder of the horn into the tattoo ink that's on Bryce's back, I don't know what would have happened. This would have been insane. And to think that Fury knew bits and pieces of what Danica was doing but didn't like put it together. Nobody put it together until after she was dead, 2 years after she was dead, and they were trying to find her killer still. And I love how she kind of just stops and just kills Micah. Like, I love it. I'm like, when I met him, I'm like, there's something off about him. And it would have been funny. Like, I love all the parts with it because she's just like, he's such a veneer. He's such an alpha hole, which I get because he totally was. Like, the entire book, he always thought he was better than everyone. And so it was nice to see her knock him down several pegs and then kill him. like, no, killing is not okay, but like he did kind of cause Danica to murder her own pack and then herself as well. But it was so nice to see that. It was so refreshing to see like this female character not actually need a man to help her come to this sort of power, because she had always had it and it's just something she knew she had. And I like how we get to see that, and I like the character development of everyone, because there's a lot more to Danica and Bryce and Hunt and Fury and Juniper than we actually saw to start with. And then you get to meet Connor's little brother, who I still don't like because he's an asshole. He's an asshole to her after his brother died, and I have no remorse for that, because he kind of got what he deserved because he pushed her away and treated her like shit. And he knew she's not part of the werewolves, so she has different traditions, and so of course she's going to react different. And oh, there's so many characters that I loved to hate in this book, not because they were written badly, because they were written so well and they were written for you to love to hate. And I still don't understand Sabine at the very end of the book. It's like, okay, we get it, you're pissed off, but like, why do you still hate Bryce even though she just saved like the entire city? And why wouldn't you let your wolves and your other members of your packs go out to help the innocent? And I get that Bryce is out there, but I don't care. Like, it's innocent people, and there's a lot of that. It's questionable, and I get that there's a lot of that in like actual society, and I think Sarah J. Maas was trying to touch on that, but I didn't like it. So yeah, I definitely rated this book a 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because I could not put it down. Absolutely loved it. And even though it took me like maybe the entire part 1 to get into it, it wasn't as much as I thought it would be. Like, I listened to part of it as I physically read it, and so it helped speed it along. And pretty soon I was like, oh, I'm already on page 450. I should probably go to bed. So yeah, I definitely recommend this, especially if you have not read a Sarah J. Maas book yet, because it is a wild introduction. And from what I can tell, there's a lot of differences from what I've heard about her YA series to this one, because this is her first adult novel. And be warned, there is a lot of swearing, a lot of mature scenes, but I liked everything about it. And it was really good with the world building, the characters, and the dialect, and everything. I cannot wait for book 2. I will most definitely be rereading this again before book 2 comes out, just to get a better grasp on it and see what I can do and what I can pick up that I didn't on my first read, on different predictions that I could make before the next one comes out on what could happen. And I'm interested to see where we go with the plot line of the Prince of Hell, Adius, I think his name was, because at the very end in the epilogue we get to see Jessica talking to Adius in his cat form, and he knew all along about Bryce's starborn power and didn't say anything to her. He just told her to make the drop, and I liked how that was a foreshadow, because you don't know what's going to happen, but you know something big's going to happen when she makes the drop. And the entire time at the end I'm like, Bryce, you need to do something, you need to do something, and I wasn't sure what she could do. But then she makes a drop, and I'm like, yes, this is exactly what we needed. And I like that Adius is somewhat curious of her, so he wants to protect her in a way, but it's not even protecting her. He wants to see how far she can go, and I want to see how far she can go too. And I want to see that relationship between Bryce and Adius develop, and her relationship between her and her brother as well. I want to see that go places, because yes, he is a Starborn, but like she is the Starborn. Like she has so much more power than him, and I want to see where that goes. So, definitely recommend this book. Just be prepared for everything in it and all the emotional breakdowns you can have. Alrighty guys, that was it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I definitely recommend picking up House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. It was an amazing read. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments below if you have read the book yet. If you have, what you rated it, and what are some of your thoughts on it. And if you haven't, if you plan to pick it up. I'm very curious to see what you all say.